What would be your ideal job? Or do you think you want to stay in TV or?
It's so tricky, and I'm in the position right now where I'm looking for that next move. And I think if staying in TV was an option, I think I would do that 100%. But the TV industry is changing, and it is not in a good place right now, in all honesty. And, every day you're hearing about layoffs and budget cuts. So I am trying to figure out kind of what the next step is and what kind of pivot. And, I think that especially coming from daytime and having worked on so many different types of segments, I really could do anything. I think, producers have so many skills. It's now just the challenge is to get people who are not producers to see that. I'm thinking really advertising and marketing is a good space for me to try to get into, because I did a lot of branded integration content at Rachael, which is where a company comes to the show and says, we want to get this product onto the show. So, we're not just going to say, okay, cool, let's do a segment saying, hey, look at this phone. It's the greatest thing ever. And we love this phone and you should want this phone too, because it's not a commercial. But we're going to figure out how to integrate this phone into the show in a way that is interesting and doesn't feel like an ad, but shows off why it's great. And I was good at that. So I would love to do more of that type of work, maybe for an ad agency. It's really hard to make that pivot unless the people doing the hiring are open to it.
They kind of have to understand the TV industry to know how that relates to what they do and how and see why you're actually really very qualified to do these other things.
Exactly. And because truly, TV producers can do anything. We become experts like that. I mean, I've produced medical segments. I am no doctor, but I learned everything there was to learn about it to be able to share that information with viewers, and then the next day I'm producing a finance segment and learning everything about that. And the next day I'm producing a beauty segment and learning everything about that. We do it all. And we are ultimately, at the end of the day, we're experts in getting things done and working with every department, from travel to props to, the director, to the budget side of things, to, the field team, to the editors. The producer is the person who comes up with the idea and then makes it happen. It's now just about trying to share with people, hey, I have these skills. You may not know it, but I've got them. So.
Right. And also figuring out what are these other jobs and these other industries that you would be interested in working in.
Yeah, exactly.
As well. It's a process. What are you doing? Like, how are you going about all this?
I'm networking as much as I can. I'm trying to reconnect with, people that I've worked with in the past and hear what they're up to. I am applying to jobs on LinkedIn. It's a really crazy job market right now. And you're seeing jobs go up on LinkedIn, posted 12 hours ago and already has over 100 applicants. And so it's about trying to find any way to separate yourself. And so I'll apply for a job and then I'll, search that company and find anyone that I know who works there or who I know who knows someone who works there. And I'm reaching out and seeing if they can get my resume off the pile. And and then I've also just spent time doing informational interviews with people. It's really useful to know. And so I'm so grateful to people like that. And I'm kind of just reminding myself, I didn't start working at Rachael Ray because I loved daytime TV. I started working at Rachael Ray because it was an internship that was available to me. And I got there and I loved it. It was never a dream of mine to work in daytime TV, but it became a dream. It was fully a dream job. I loved it. So I just kind of keep reminding myself that I may not know what the next dream job is. That could happen again. I could fall into a job and realize, oh my God, this is where I should have been all along.
I think what has made you successful so far is your willingness to advocate for yourself. Like when you went to the person, you said, hey, I really want to learn this. Can you help me? And then like she said, yeah, sure, why not? How do you stay motivated, I guess would be my question.
Going on LinkedIn, and I'm saying LinkedIn because it is the main site that I'm using for all of this. But if you just look at your LinkedIn feed, it is post after post after post about, I've been unemployed for this many months. I have had this many interviews. I've been ghosted by this recruiter. I've been ghosted by all these recruiters. The system is broken and there's so many fake job postings. You can sit on there and you can read them and just lose your mind with it's hopeless. And what am I doing differently than these other people who have been unemployed for months and months, you know? And it is really hard to stay motivated in that. But I am doing the best that I can to just keep applying to different jobs, and I'm trying to stay motivated by reaching out to people and networking, because people are really, really nice. and you know, and it is nice when you reach out to someone and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you're out of work. You're the best and everyone should want to hire you. And it is nice to hear. And yes, there are times that I'm like, yeah, well, I wish that everyone else knew that, you know, but there are days that I'm just like, I can't write another cover letter. I just can't do it. And that's okay. That's, it's okay. I guess I'm staying motivated just because it's all I can do.
I am very confident that you will find, if not something in TV, in something else that you really, really enjoy and can learn and bring the skills that you have to. Like you said before, I think that's so well put. You don't know what you don't know. So you have to just keep reaching out to people, and I'm sure it's going to work out for you. I'm not concerned.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, hopefully something great will come along. And, there have been a few things that I maybe didn't get the job, but I got excited about the hope of the job. And even though it is upsetting to not get a job, it was nice to know, oh my God, there's something I could be excited about again. Okay, that's great.